Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Weeb Realm. We're on the second episode. Woo! Yeah, we made it to the second episode. Yeah. Insert fireworks. Yay. Those that are watching this on Patreon, I appreciate your contribution to the Weeb Realm, and hopefully you are enjoying your time with the Weeb Realm and whatnot. And yeah, so today we're gonna take a step back from the excitement of One Piece, and I want to talk to you today about my journey with Yu Yu Hakusho. So let's don on the Tanjiro kimono and get to it. But yeah, so why Yu Yu Hakusho, and why did it take me so damn long to actually watch Yu Yu Hakusho? I don't know. I guess I just wasn't fully invested into wanting to watch Yu Yu Hakusho, but the more I kind of ran out of animes to watch, or people giving me ideas of animes to watch, I went and searched on my own. I was like, you know what? Let's watch this classic. And I gotta say, I don't want to say it was bad, because it was good for what it was. It was good. I just had a lot of Dragon Ball vibes with it. And quite honestly, I'm getting a little bit sick of Dragon Ball. It should have ended after the Boost saga. That should have been it. Yeah, come out with movies and whatnot for Dragon Ball Super, but the series, it's so damn repetitive. I feel like I'm watching The Walking Dead, and I hate to compare it to The Walking Dead because The Walking Dead is trash. But we're not here to talk about The Walking Dead because it's not anime. I think it has a comic book, but that's about as close to anime as it's going to get that I'm aware of. I don't know a whole lot. But anyway, we're going to move back into Yu Yu Hakusho. So, it wasn't bad. A lot of Dragon Ball vibes. Series starts off with Yusuke, the main character, dying. Yeah, he dies in the very first episode. The first 10 seconds is him getting hit by a damn car. He is dead. Oh, okay, series over. Doses. But no, he then gets a chance to be brought back to life through what they call it, his beast spirit egg. I think that's what it was. If it hatches and it's something positive, it generates off of his vibe. So if he's giving off good vibes, I got something in my fucking eye. Get the fuck out! Holy shit! Eye drops. Where you at? Eye drops. Okay, well, take off the glasses. You can't find the eye drops. I found them. Guess I'm not entirely blind. Oh, god damn. I'm pretty sure it was an eyelash, but... Okay, so... What the fuck, man? Where the hell was I? Okay. I swear I'm not crying. You're crying. Anyway. So... Where was I? Oh, yeah. So if he gives off good vibes, the beast that comes out is a good vibe beast, and it will guide him to his body, and he will be back alive again. And if he gives off bad vibes, the beast hatches, bites off his head, consumes him, and he's gone forever. So it gets to a point where his friend Keiko is trying to keep his body from being destroyed and whatnot. So they cancel the funeral cremation and everything, and they are currently chilling. I think they're at his mom's place. Yeah. They keep Yusuke's dead body at Yusuke's mom's place. So, I don't know. It's just all sorts of weird right off the bat. Okay, so you guys are just hauling a corpse around to keep it alive based off of a spirit telling you, hey, keep it alive. Or based off the spirit of Yusuke being like, hey, keep it alive. Okay. Yeah. So that gets weird and whatnot. But then Yusuke's mom's place gets caught on fire by a bunch of people that either don't like Yusuke. I can't remember. That was so fucking long ago. They either don't like Yusuke, or they're just kids doing hood rat shit. Whatever. And Keiko goes into the fire and tries to bring Yusuke out, but then, the building's collapsing and whatnot, and basically blocks her exit, and she can't get out. So Yusuke's like, yo, what the fuck do I do? He's talking to the Grim Reaper, which is like this teenage girl, and the son of the demon leader, the demon king, like, yo, what the fuck do I do? And they're like, well, you can hatch your egg or use your egg to, help your friend here, but if you do that, then the chances of you getting back in your body is very slim. Yeah, we've heard it before. There's a slim chance, but it's gonna happen. But anyway, he uses the egg. The egg, creates a barrier to where Keiko can drag the body out, and boom, Yusuke's body save, and Keiko's alive. And then they come back to Yusuke, and they're just like, there is one thing that they can do. At this time, whenever your spirit is synced with your body's your spirit energy is synced with your body's energy, at this time before midnight, some Cinderella story, somebody has to kiss you. Yeah, so eventually, like, last second, Keiko gets to his body, kisses him, and then he's boom, back alive. And then after that, he's deemed a spirit detective for Earthworld, and he develops a power called the Spirit Gun, which basically is a knockoff Kamehameha wave. So yeah, they go on and they meet Genkai, who is like this old woman who's dying but needs to pass on her teachings to the next person. What the fuck's that dude's name? Master Roshi. Basically just Master Roshi of Yu Yu Hakusho. Like, yeah. She needs to pass on her teachings of the spirit wave, and she doesn't know how much longer she has to live. So Yusuke and Kuwabara, his rival, go to Genkai and basically fight in a tournament. It's kind of like a tournament. And they go through all these tests and whatnot, and then eventually there's like a demon there that wrecks the fucking place. Well, that was actually the original. I'm kind of ass backwards on this. That was actually the original reason why Yusuke was there, because there's a demon that was gonna go and learn the spirit wave and whatnot. But anyway, the demon shows himself. Yusuke beats him, and then boom, he's now Genkai's disciple. For the spirit wave, he learns a little bit of it before what the hell happened? Oh, before they find out one of the demons that they teamed up with, Hiei, who is, oh man, I am so far ahead of myself. I am sorry. So Hiei and Kurama, two demons that were originally going to take over the world. Well, Hiei was. Kurama was doing it for personal reasons with his mother, his dying mother, and Yusuke stops them, and they end up joining him as a team, and then they go on to take on the 4 Saint Beasts. Might as well be the Ginyu Squad. I swear, like, it's either the Ginyu Squad or the fucking the Saiyan saga. Like it's just all Dragon Ball vibes. And like, I know I'm making it sound like I hated this, but I liked it. I did. Would I ever watch it again? Absolutely not. Absolutely the fuck not. I wouldn't. So like, yeah, they go on to fight the Saint Beasts. Yusuke, Kuwabara, Kurama, and Hiei. They take them down, and then a couple episodes later, Hiei's twin sister, that she doesn't know that he is her brother. There's like a little bit of a history there. Like, they got separated at birth, and Hiei knows that she's his sister, but she doesn't know that he is her brother, sort of deal. And so Yusuke and Kuwabara and Botan, the Grim Reaper girl that I was talking about earlier, go off and fight the kidnappers and whatnot. Turns out they're being led by a high-ranking demon that used to be friends with Genkai, and plot twist, yeah. And they get to the big demon boy, and Kuwabara and Yusuke team up together to take him down, quote unquote take him down. Turns out he faked his death to see Yusuke's power and whatnot. And then afterwards, the dude reconvenes, the big demon reconvenes with Yusuke to show him his real power. And yeah, he's a fucking badass. And Yusuke's like, fuck, I don't even know if I could ever beat this guy. So he's like, you are going to this thing called the Dark Tournament. You have no choice, and you will fight me there. So Yusuke's like, okay, fuck, I guess. So for the next 2 months, Yusuke trains with Genkai to beat who was this guy's name? Oh, Toguro. Togoro's the big meanie here. Toguro. And he's also got an older brother. I think the subtitles called him Toguro 2. I don't recall his actual name, but yeah, we'll just call him Toguro 2, even though he's the older brother. But anyway, so they fight through this tournament, and that's where we meet one of my favorite characters, Jin. He's this red-haired ninja demon, shinobi demon, who's the master of the wind, or king of the wind. I can't remember if they said master or king, but I fucking love him. He's a red-headed demon with a Scottish accent, and the shit that he says, man, just has me fucking rolling. I loved it. He was one reason why I liked this arc of the series. But anyway, Yusuke and everybody. Oh, Genkai is fighting with them, but she's a masked fighter. I'm sorry if I'm spoiling everything. I'm basically telling you how exactly Yu Yu Hakusho played out. So maybe you'll take this, you'll either like walk away from this podcast and be like, okay, that's not really what I wanted to listen to, or you'll just be like, you know what, maybe I might want to listen to this, and maybe I might want to watch it. Or maybe I'll convince you not to watch it. I don't know. Either way, what you take out of this is completely up to you. So anyway, Genkai is fighting with them as a masked fighter, like doesn't fully reveal her shit and whatnot, but her mask does come off at one point. But after she uses her spirit wave, and I guess whenever she uses that spirit wave, her body turns to a point in her life where she was at her strongest, which was like, I think she said in her 20s. So she's young Genkai, and everyone's just like, oh, I guess it's not Genkai. But yeah, and then eventually it goes on. They find out it's Genkai. Genkai passes on her spirit wave to Yusuke. He goes through like a day or two of agonizing pain to absorb this energy and whatnot. And while that's happening, either while it's happening or right after it happens, I think it's right after it happens, because he meets up with Genkai all beat up and whatnot, and then passes out in front of her, and then she goes to meet with Toguro, where they have their final battle, and Genkai dies. So Yusuke wakes up and he's mad upset about it. He's basically like, he's not the Goku in this series, I don't think. I think he's more of a Gohan. Like his emotions are really what like power him up and whatnot. So it gets to the point where, you know, they keep fighting the tournament, and then they get to the Toguro fight, the fight that we've all been waiting for. And Yusuke is like trading blow for blow with Toguro. It looks pretty evenly matched. Toguro keeps fucking powering up, and then eventually he looks like he gets to a point where he looks like fucking Jeepers Creepers. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, whenever I saw his face after he like transformed, I think it was like the second to last transformation of his, he turned his face, and I was just like, why is this dude fighting Jeepers Creepers right now? Like, what in the absolute fuck am I watching right now? But anyway, it gets to a point where Toguro is just like, you are not showing me your full potential, your full power. Like, something needs to fucking happen. And then Genkai comes from like the spirit realm and takes over Yusuke's spirit beast, Pooh, which hatched during the Dark Tournament. I should have mentioned that. But anyway, he's just like this little plush toy that flies around and whatnot. Takes over him and says like, hey, Toguro, if you want him to be at his strongest, you need to kill one of his friends. Like, oh, all right, bet. And he looks at all of the fighters with Yusuke, and he points to Kuwabara because Kuwabara is obviously his best friend, but they don't actually they kind of say it, they kind of don't say it. Like Yusuke and Kuwabara, they might be too proud. That might be the best way to put it. They might be too proud to actually say that they're best friends. But anyway, Kuwabara's is like, all right, cool. If that's what it takes to get Yusuke to beat your ass, then let's go at it. And Kuwabara charges at him and dies. And Yusuke is basically this hollowed mess with all this fucking energy and just beats the living shit out of Toguro. They go at it for like maybe another episode or two. Toguro powers up to 120%, he says. And Yusuke fires his spirit gun with all he has. It looks like Toguro blocks it, and then Yusuke passes out, and then Toguro walks up and just like basically says like, yeah, that was a good fight and thank you. And his armor or whatever like starts cracking up, and then he explodes, and then all that's left is like the original Toguro, and he just falls to his death. Turns out Toguro was looking for somebody to kill him because he had been living his life with regret ever since him and Genkai separated or went their separate ways, and he went to go get a body or get modified with a body that would be really powerful and very durable. So yeah, and with that he did a lot of killing and whatnot that he just lived with regret and whatnot. And yeah, so he was actually thanking Yusuke for killing him. And then he explains a little bit more of it whenever he reaches a spirit world and goes into Limbo, and he's walking the bridge to Limbo and runs into Genkai's spirit. And he explains a little bit more like, yeah, I was an asshole and I was trying to atone for that, but I needed somebody that was strong enough to actually kill me. So yeah, move on. Yusuke is OP as fuck at this point. Like, there's nobody he could beat, or he couldn't beat, and we would be wrong. Just like every other arc in the Dragon Ball series. My God, there's always somebody stronger. So now, fast forward, now we're dealing with the first, or not the first, the second, either way, the one before Yusuke, the spirit detective before Yusuke, where he sees some shit that humans do, and he's just like, yo, humans are fucked up and they should all die. So yeah, he basically wants to end the world. And well, yeah, Yusuke and them are just like, nah, we don't want that. You can't. No, stop. We will not allow that. You will be punished. Anyway, so it goes on, and find out that this dude is on a whole new fucking level. Surprise, surprise. And they go through like all this back and forth shit. They got to fight like 6 other not demons. They're actually humans, called psychics that have powers and whatnot. And as they're fighting them off, they get closer to Sensui. That's the name of this former spirit detective. They finally get to him, who's trying to open up a tunnel to the demon world, and they need Kuwabara, because apparently Kuwabara has an awakening spirit sword that can cut through a barrier that's keeping out high level demons and whatnot. and Yusuke is fighting him one-on-one, and ultimately Yusuke dies for a second fucking time. And Hiei, Kurama, and Kuwabara chase Sensui into the demon world because he ran through his tunnel and was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go see what the demon world's like, and then I'm gonna fuck shit up in the real world or the human world. Yeah, let's go. And they chase him in there. Actually, not really chase him in there. Hiei sends the darkness of the dragon of the darkness flame on his ass and shoots him in there. And then Kuwabara cuts open the barrier so that way Hiei and Kurama can get through the barrier. Sensui got through the barrier because he's not demon. He's human. But anyway, so they're fighting him, and then the special... Oh, what the fuck? The special demon force or whatever from the spirit world comes down, and they're trying to close up the shit, and then they're like, oh, we also have orders to eliminate Yusuke Urameshi. And they're getting ready to do that, and then Pooh evolves. He evolves from Pidgey to Pidgeot in like a matter of like 30 seconds, and comes by and covers up Yusuke, and then Yusuke revives himself because he is half demon. What? So Yusuke, he's up and about, and he's ready to fucking go, and he darts into the fucking tunnel to find Sensui and his friends, and then it's back to a one-on-one with Sensui, who has unlocked Sacred Energy, which is supposed to be really fucking powerful, but now we got Demon Boy Yusuke here ready to fuck shit up. And as the battle goes on, and Yusuke gets a voice in his head that's just like, you're not using your power to its full potential. Voice of Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z. Turns out it's his father, the demon that is his father, who unlocks his fucking power, and Yusuke literally goes Super Saiyan 3 and beats the living fuck out of Sensui. And well, the whole time it's actually not Yusuke, it's Ryzen, his father, who takes over, starts beating the shit out of him, basically showing Yusuke like, here, you could do all this shit. Look, see, you are capable of this shit. And he's beating him up and whatnot, and throws Sensui up in the air, and starts building up one last spirit gun to literally end Sensui's life. And then Yusuke fucking snaps out of it, and he's just like, no, not like this. Like, Yusuke doesn't want to kill people. He doesn't want to kill people. So yeah, he's like, no, not like this. And then it's too late. The spirit gun goes off, and then Yusuke finally gains control of his body, and he's just like telling Sensui to move the fuck out of the way, or else that shit's gonna kill you. It hits him, and basically Sensui dies, and Yusuke's just like, well, fuck, now what? Like, he's like, he wants to go to Demon World. He ends up going to Demon World to figure out who he is and whatnot. And while that's going on, there's 3 demon lords. One of them is Yusuke's dad, Ryzen. Another one's Yomi, and another one is Megori. I'm terrible with names, I swear. But anyway, all 3 of them want a representative to help them in a war between the 3 of the demon lords. And so Ryzen gets Yusuke, Yomi gets Kurama, and Meguru gets Hiei. So now the 3 friends that have been working side by side with each other to prevent the end of the world are now have to fight against each other, or so we think. So right before all of this shit that's about to goes down, Ryzen dies because he's been starving himself, because he hasn't eaten human in like over 1,000 years, And he told himself that he wouldn't eat human until he saw her again, her being Yusuke's mom, but Yusuke's mom died shortly after childbirth, so yeah, he kind of fucked himself there. And he ends up dying of starvation, and Yusuke is now basically a demon lord at this point. He's the spokesperson for that side of the demon world. And Yusuke meets up with Yomi and talks to him, and was just like, instead of an all-out war, how about a tournament? And he pours out the treasure that has been being collected back in Ryzen's paradise. I don't fucking remember what it was called and whatnot. And he carved names into it and just like, these are the people that are going to be partaking in the tournament, and this is what's going to happen. And meanwhile, behind the door outside of the room, he Kurama and the 6 fighters that he gathered together, which is people from the Dark Tournament that absolutely love Yusuke, they burst in. They're like, hell yeah, let's do this. Let's do a fucking tournament. And then Yomi agrees to it. Megori, who's not even there, gets word of it and is just like, all right, cool. So anyway, a big tournament goes off, and there's scenes where people are like, powering up and shit like that, getting all pumped for this tournament and whatnot. Fights go on. Yomi and Yusuke go at it in the tournament. Like, it wasn't like off to the side or anything like that. No, it was like a legitimate fight. Like, they were fighting. And what had happened was, it got to the point where Yusuke was using his full power and Yomi was using his full power, and like one last punch to seal the deal, and Yusuke falls and loses to Yomi. And then Yomi loses like the match right after because of the injuries he sustained with Yusuke. So basically, Yusuke won that in the long run, but not legitimately, But it went on to be like one of Ryzen's old buddies that he used to fight with won the tournament, and then he made a law saying that he was only going to do a 3-year term, and that as of right now, demons will not meddle with the human world. Basically, don't be a fucking ruffian in the human world and whatnot. And yeah, he said he was gonna, in the following week, like gather up a council to, place the laws and whatnot. But yeah, then it really dies down. Like, this is actually like basically the end of the series, and I have talked about it in like less than a half an hour, so like so yeah. So then it goes back to the human world where Kuwabara, Kurama are living their human lives, even though Kurama's a demon. But in the human world, he is Suichi to his mother. Excuse me. Quick water break. And they're basically saying like, I wonder what the fuck Yusuke's up to. And Kurama's like, well, Kuwabara's like, well, I wonder what the fuck Yusuke's up to. And Kurama's basically like, well, he's probably still searching for himself and whatnot. And because he even told Keiko, Yusuke told Keiko that he wasn't going to be back for another 3 years because he needed to find himself. He needed to figure out who the hell he exactly was. And everybody is basically like, yeah, Yusuke's not coming back for a while. And they all meet up at Genkai's place, where they're just kind of like, yo, what's up, man? How we doing? How have things been and whatnot? And it was like, oh yeah, not bad. Yeah. Yukina is there as well, Hiei's twin sister. And they're just like, oh hey, why don't we just go to the beach and hang out? It's been a while, all of us just hanging out. Let's go. So they all go to the beach, and then everyone's having a good time, and then Keiko looks at the sunset and just starts screaming, "I'm not waiting for you anymore, Yusuke. Fuck you, you dog. You left me. I will not wait for you anymore." And then Yusuke shows up. Surprise, surprise. And he's just like, "Well, I don't expect you to wait." And then, yeah, she's all happy. I thought she was going to deck him, honestly, just because of the way Keiko is. Thought she was going to straight up deck his ass. But she didn't. She tackled him out of joy, hugging him, and they finally shared their first kiss. 112 episodes later, they share their first kiss. And it just shows them enjoying a good time, and the credits start rolling, and then that's the end of it, really. Yeah, so it's ultimately, like, it's not a bad story. I just don't like that it had a lot of Dragon Ball vibes. Because, like I said, Dragon Ball, it was good up until the Buu Saga. Or not up until the Buu Saga. After the Buu Saga. Like, after Kid Buu was done, they should have just left it at that, honestly. Like, GT, don't waste your time with GT, because it's pointless. It's absolutely pointless. They introduce a new Super Saiyan form, Super Saiyan 4, and then just totally throw it out the window like it doesn't even fucking exist at all. It's just like... Then again, I think Dragon Ball GT was made by a different creator that wasn't the original. I don't know the writer of Dragon Ball, but I'm pretty sure it was somebody else that took over for GT, and that's probably why it was like, just kind of sweep that under the rug and whatnot. Just totally forget that exists. Like, totally just Dragon Ball GT. What are we talking about? No. But yeah, like, it's just really fucking repetitive. Like, I don't think Dragon Ball Super should have been a thing. Unpopular opinion. I don't think it should have been a thing. I think it should have just stopped after the Buu Saga. It would have been fine. Make those movies. Battle of the Gods, great movie. There's another thing I don't like about some animes. They'll make movies and then they'll make the series, like, about the movie, like, just with more detail and whatnot. So it's just like, ugh. That's annoying, because I just watched the movie and now I gotta sit through like more weeks of the movie, but in separate segments. Kind of like with Demon Slayer, how they did Mugen Train and then they came out with the first 7 episodes of season 2, which is just the Mugen Train arc. Luckily, they released that along with the first episode of the entertainment arc. Entertainment District arc. So I don't know if Dragon Ball did that. I think they just kind of dropped the movie and then they started the series with the movie again. Like, they did that with Resurrection F as well when Frieza comes back. That Broly movie was good though. I did enjoy that Broly movie. But yeah, this shit's just too repetitive. Like, oh, there's somebody stronger. You got to get stronger to beat them. Oh, you thought that person was strong. Let's beat them. Okay, sorry. I just kind of dozed off from from my own words and everything like that. So, I think it's safe to say that this podcast episode is done. That was my experience with Yu Yu Hakusho. Actually, no, I don't even think I really talked about my experience. I think I just basically just gave a summary of the whole damn 112 episodes in a 30-minute time span. So, like, let me try to elaborate my experience with it. Like, I did enjoy my time. I did. There was a lot of like, oh shit moments, and oh, why the fuck did that? No, oh, come on, why would you, like any other series that you're into and whatnot, or you're invested into, and shit like that. Like, it was good. I will say it was good for what it was worth. I wish it didn't have so many Dragon Ball vibes. I'll keep saying that. I keep fucking saying that, but like I can't emphasize that enough. It's just every corner you look at it is just Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball. There's already a Dragon Ball. Leave it at that. No more. No more. All right. So, anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks, y'all, for listening to this episode of the Weeb Realm. And hopefully, we'll see you in the next episode. Be sure to share this with your friends and fellow weebs or people that are trying to get into new animes and whatnot. I'll probably do like a suggestion episode, or just kind of throw in some suggestions as I'm doing these podcasts and whatnot, just to kind of waste some time and everything like that. So also, if anybody at this point in time would like, I'm setting up a Patreon page, or I have set up a Patreon page. What the fuck? I have set up a Patreon page for $5 a month. You can get early access to podcasts. So like right now, if you're on Patreon seeing this, you're already ahead of the game. Isn't that fucking awesome? But anyway, there's that. And yeah, with that, I am going to exit the Weeb Realm and enter reality. Fuck my life. So y'all have a good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever the fuck it may be, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye now.